Hey, ladies, happy Thursday. Super excited to be on today. And this topic is something that I'm incredibly passionate about. So, when we were thinking of content for the week, I said I want to talk about surrounding yourself with success because a lot of what I see from the women that I work with, the women I talk to, is while they're very passionate about something, they're easily deterred by people who, let's be real, have never experienced the success that these women are looking for. And so for me, this was something that was really I'm passionate about because I want to show you what it's like to be around successful women, how to do it, and how when you surround yourself with success, you have no choice but to grow. If you think about that, and we'll get into a lot more detail here in a minute, but when you're around people that are successful and they think on a higher level, on a successful level, you have no choice. Your brain is just going to naturally start shifting the way it thinks. And I'm going to give you some examples here as well. So definitely let me know if you're on, if you're catching the replay. You can comment replay, but I would love to know who's on. I would love to know your takeaways and things like that. Now, today's topic, though, is titled The Butterfly Effect of Surrounding Yourself with Success, and how these small little changes can lead to massive results and huge impact. And we're going to talk about, like I said, how people you are around will create these like ripple effects of success in your life, whether it's professionally, financially, personally, what have you. Okay. So I kind of think of the ripple effect as like when you drop like a drop of water into the river and then it kind of ripples out, as well as, they say that things that like, what is it? Not hurricanes, earthquakes are by, like, it could be by a butterfly's flap of its wings millions of miles away, weird stuff like that. But how this energy will shift and go. Good morning, Gina. So how this energy will shift and go much farther than you think. Okay. So the people around you are like these small ripples into the water or the flutter of your butterfly wings. All right. And these small actions and words and energy that you surround yourself with has the potential to either change your entire trajectory of your life or keep you stuck, or even worse, or playing small. And so we're not going to talk about just business today. We're going to talk about everything from mindset to opportunities to success to how this can impact you in all ways. And I know, like, especially if you've been in my world for a while, you are well aware of what could even inhibit your success or make it grow. Good morning, Monica. Nice to see you. And so let's talk about that, how this ripple effect is going to be in your life, okay? How it's going to affect your life. Have you ever noticed how the energy of people around you impacts your thoughts, your moods, and your action? I'm going to give you an example because this is so much more than just advice or advice from others. It's the energy you absorb. I was talking to a friend last night and she bursted out in tears just mentioning someone. And all I said was, "How do you feel after you're around them?" And she started crying again. And I think it was the proof she needed that this person was not good for her life, right? So when you surround yourself with negative people or complacent people, you are going to start reflecting that attitude. And you don't think you will, but if you're around that person enough, you will. But when you surround yourself with women or people, men too, on the other hand, that are driven, positive, forward thinking, women who lift each other up and collaborate versus gossip and talk about other people and just wants to spread the drama. When you surround yourself with the opposite, that mindset becomes your own. And this is what's called the butterfly effect. Okay. This is what the butterfly effect in full action is. And so even small interactions can send ripples through your life that can push you through to success, or it can hold you back. Is this landing with anyone? So don't forget how our raffles work on the lives that we do every Thursday. And today's a big one because it was my birthday Tuesday. So I'm doing the Liz birthday box. And this was something that was curated by me for you. So don't forget that each comment you do during these lives that I talk about, takeaways, anything, counts as one entry. And then I will tell my team when it's time to pull raffle because they're keeping track of your names. And every time you comment is an entry. And then that person will get one entry towards raffle. And then whoever wins will get my curated birthday box. All right, back to it. Okay, so today we're going to explore this. And so I want you to start thinking of your environment, okay? And not just environment as far as just what's around you. This is in terms of community, mindset, habits, day-to-day decisions that you make. Every decision is going to put you on a different path, whether it's towards success or towards mistakes and stuff like that, no matter what, good or bad. Happy birthday, Jasmine. And so thank you, Jeannie. So let's talk about it. Okay, I'm going to read the comments and then I'll reply when I'm done. That way we can stay on. All right. So you may think that you may not have the perfect people around you. You feel stuck in a negative environment. There's no way I can let this person go. Like, we've been friends for a long time, or their family. I can't just leave them. I just have no idea how to do this. How do I build myself a successful community and create this ripple effect that Liz is talking about? So I've been there too. And it's not just about cutting people out, because I don't believe that just because someone is not like completely aligned with you, that you need to just completely cut them out. But it's about more creating this like diverse and supportive system around you. And this can come from like more joining networks. This can come from engaging in mastermind groups, or even just shifting your focus to more of like the self-education type. Okay. So let's talk about how to diversify things. I'm not just talking investments here. I'm talking about relationships. I'm talking about resources. I want you to think of it like building a portfolio. So just like you would diversify your real estate portfolio across different types of properties and markets to kind of mitigate the risk, you can diversify your support system, your mentors, your peers, your business partners, and even family members. Okay. So to diversify it, you have to always have someone who can kind of provide the right advice, perspective, motivation, and depending on where you are in your journey, it might be someone that really trains and helps create the ripple effects in other people. And then as you start surrounding yourself with this, that ripple effect will hit you, and then you're going to start creating ripple effects. For example, when I got into real estate, when I got into coaching, I was not into all of this, like understanding the mindset, the butterfly effect of things, the ripple. I didn't care about any of that. I was just in it. I got into it, things like that. Like, obviously, I wasn't a horrible person or nothing like that, but I didn't think like what I do could really impact others in that way. I was 25, young and naive. I was just getting into it to create a business, right? And to make money and to be there for my son. Now, what happened was, and what I realized while I was going through this success, was that I was starting to create this change, not just within myself, but with my son. He became a totally different person. The way I would talk to people, the way I was able to help my friends out, my family out, the advice I gave. Then I became a coach and I started seeing what I did and just talked about personally, helped my students become successful, helped my students get out of their own way, and things like that. Just yesterday, I had a student message me during our office hours, and she said, this has nothing to do with real estate. But because of what you said on last week's mindset call with the students, with her, she said, I was able to catch a lot of things I was doing, but in fact had a conversation with one of my parents, because my parents do the same thing, which is where I got this from. And I'm not going to get too deep into it, but it was so powerful because that changed her entire week around from last week to now. These are ripple effects. These are something that can be huge. They can be very small. The way you talk to yourself is a big part of your success. The way you present yourself, a smile to somebody, one sentence can change somebody's life and the trajectory of their life. And so creating this, you will turn into somebody that also starts creating these ripple effects for everyone else. All right. So in the world of real estate, everything is constantly changing. There's new market conditions. We're seeing it now. Economic shifts, technological advancements. One of the most underrated keys to success is just coming down to who you surround yourself with. Be around innovative, adaptable people. People who are, like they say, I'm allergic to change, are not the people you want to surround yourself with. People who are not open-minded to change. And this is something that you have to be open-minded to, because as you evolve, what keeps people from wanting to do this is they're like, but I'm going to lose people. These are, yes. Okay. Yes, you are. And this is something I say not to scare, but prepare you. You are going to, because your mindset's going to shift, but then you're going to attract people that also shift, that also evolve, because it's no fun staying stuck. When I talk to ladies and I say, what's your worst case scenario? And if a year nothing changes, they say just that. There's no growth, right? And that scares people because you are meant to grow. You aren't meant to bloom. You're meant to do things, but you have to fix what's going on around you and within you. And what helps is surrounding yourself, okay? So you want people that will help you not just survive, but thrive, okay? In any kind of market condition, in any kind of personal interest, anything like that. And you hear it all the time. They say that your net worth is based on your network, meaning that the network that you build with people is going to help elevate you to that successful place. And adaptability is incredibly crucial to this. In real estate, you have to adapt technology. You have to adapt new ways of doing things. You have to be innovative. You have to be multifaceted. You will start with one, but eventually you will grow. And you want to grow within that because our markets are constantly shifting. Right now, yeah, it's shifting to a buyer and then it's going to go back to the crazy seller market, and it shifts and it needs to. It needs to ebb and flow. So you have to understand that. But the same goes for your circle. When you surround yourself with people who are open to change, you will see that you will start getting ahead of the curve. You're not always going to be one step behind, you're going to be one step ahead. This is something I really am going to repeat over and over in this live, is who you surround yourself with. Think about it. If you sit with people that are talking strategy and mindset and successful habits, and they're sharing this with you, then your success shifts. If you're in full room that's scared of, they're talking about scarcity and they have these poor habits, or they're constantly gossiping about other people, you won't experience that butterfly ripple of success. And so I want you to come in open to anything you go to. And I'm going to give you like a personal story here. I'm going to give you 2 times where I felt very out of my league. So at 26, I went to some conference with Laura. At that time, only she was a coach. And I went in and I was doing stuff as more of her assistant. For those of you that don't know my story, the reason I got into real estate was because I was actually Laura's like personal assistant for a while, needing a job after my divorce. I went into this room and I felt very out of my league. These were coaches who were making like multi-million dollar businesses. And I just kind of sat there and was very, very overwhelmed. I remember it. We did some like fireside chat, and I came up and said, I'm terrified of being in this room. Like I feel too young. Like, who am I to be in this room? And then what happened is they came up to some kind of topic that I knew a lot about because I used to manage and like run all these events for Laura. And I was able to give advice to these people that were making multi-million dollars. When a couple, like 2 years ago, we advanced in our coaching mastermind, coaches that coaches, not in real estate. And we advanced to their ultra level, which is called Boardroom, which my students know what that is because we created one within ours. We sat in there, and these are people that are making $3, $5, $10 million a month in their business, and we don't understand what they're saying. It's like gibberish over our head. But we knew we needed to stay in the room. We knew we needed to be around these people. And so we would sit there and we would listen to them. And then before I knew it, we understood what they were saying. We started being able to deliver way better content to our students, way better offers. This is how we came up with this weekly content that we give you, things like that. And so we were very open-minded. And it really, both of those 2 times had skyrocketed my confidence, had helped me be really open to change, what could happen, and see that butterfly effect change to my students and to people that I meet, to the messages I get daily from people just saying how much like our content changes their life, things like that. And so when you cultivate this success, you will learn from mistakes. You will have people to help you through your mistakes. You will stay disciplined more than you ever have because you want to match the energy of the people you're hanging out with. And you will continuously educate yourself to be better, because when you know better, you can do better, right? And so this is like daily habits that become just nature for you to stay consistent in your progress. So you have success in real estate, but as you know, 90% of your success is going to come from what's going on in here. It's going to come from who you're hanging out with, because that affects what's going on up there and all of that. But it's okay to feel out of place. People are like, well, I feel like an imposter. Why? Why? The second you decide that you want to invest, you are an investor. Okay. So go in and carry yourself with confidence and talk to people and allow yourself to learn and allow yourself to trip, allow yourself to make mistakes. Even within our coaching mastermind, there's stuff I say, they're like, that's not necessarily right. Um, you really should do it this way. And it creates this like huge success. I always tell people I want to be the dumbest one in the room. Okay. Because that's where I learn. That's what you want to feel like. And once you like build that success, you'll be okay with not being the brightest person in the room, with walking in and having no idea what to say when you're talking to like multi-million dollar investors. You will get this will be normal. You want it to be. I tell my students all the time, I only wholesale. Now, have I learned rentals and flips through all my other coaches? Yes. But I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to answer your questions on that. You need to get on the call with the coaches on this. Why? I'm confident with telling you that I don't know everything, right? Now, Laura knows pretty much everything. So it's very rare. I don't think I've ever seen her not be able to answer something. But, for the most part, she had to build herself that way. She had to fumble. She had to make mistakes. She had to pay lawyers for the mistakes and things like that. So here's an exercise that I want to give you. I want you to identify one negative thought or limiting belief that's holding you back. Maybe identify a friend that doesn't really make you feel good. Okay. Or a belief that you're hearing or being told. Maybe it's somebody that's constantly gossiping and spreading everyone else's business, things like that. I want you to identify it. And I want you to also identify, how does it make you feel? Like when people gossip, it makes me very uncomfortable. Does it never happen around me? No, it still does sometimes. Do I gossip? Sometimes I may talk about some drama I'm hearing, and even then, it's very rare. I don't feel good about it. Even people I have lost in my life or people that have done me severely wrong, I don't talk bad about them. Why? Because I don't feel good. And successful people are not wasting their time on the people that are being dramatic and like doing them wrong. They let it go. You stop this like need for vengeance. You stop this need to post weird statuses that are like subliminal messages. Like that stuff doesn't matter. Right. And so, where did I learn that? By talking to other people who are like, I just don't care to talk about that. It doesn't make me feel good. So I want you to pick something that doesn't make you feel good. Okay. And I want you to kind of turn it around. You can do affirmations like, I attract success. I attract successful people and abundance through my daily actions, through my friends. I have friends who support my growth and leave me feeling great, not drained. Really understanding and making sure like that you take care of who is around you so that your mind feels good. And if people, not everyone's great, and you're probably a villain in every someone's story. Okay, like I'm sure I'm villain in other people's story. Whether it's true or not doesn't matter. Okay. I'm sure I am. You're not perfect. You're not made for everyone else, but you start attracting the people that you are perfect for. You start attracting the people that matter and that show up for you. And then God in the universe will get rid of anyone else that's not meant to be there. Okay. So this simple shift in your mindset can set the stage. So I want you to repeat to yourself, what can you do and things like that? Well, who can I change? Who, and within myself. And if it's someone you can't get rid of for whatever reason, then shift how you think about it, how you interact with them, and also set boundaries. When I talk to people, I say all the time, like if they get into this mode, I'm like, I'm just not interested in talking about that. Like, I can't tell you like how many people come up to me wanting to say something about someone else. And I'm just like, I'm just not interested in talking about that. Can we have a different conversation? And eventually they learn that boundary and they stop doing it. But you want to do that because one, it will teach them that it's really not okay to do that. But two, it will teach you to not have to worry about it and get comfortable with telling people no. Okay. All right. So now it's your turn. So I want you to, one, let me know some takeaway that you're having here, but also don't just wait for the right people to show up. Start becoming that right person. Start being that person who creates positive ripples in your own life, okay? And in the lives of those around you. So I want you to diversify your circle. Seek out different perspectives. I always tell ladies, if it doesn't feel right, look for a second opinion. Look for a third opinion. Surround yourself with people who are going to challenge you to grow. Innovate. Be open to new ways of thinking. All right. Adapt to changes, be part of communities, and embrace the innovation. It's really fun to be more open minded. And then also develop your daily success habits, whether it's your mindset work, whether it's consistent learning, setting, bigger goals, or be the change, right? Be the change you want to see in your life. That is something that's really important. When I changed who I was, when I changed who, I will work with, who I will hang out with, who I will talk to on a day-to-day basis, my entire life became way more peaceful. It became way more stress-free. And it's just and it sucked, but it made me become who I was, more and more and more. And every day it will be different, and you will create new friendships and new networks and these great people. Last night I was talking to another investor, that one of my friends put me in contact with, because he's looking for like successful wholesalers to work with and things like that. And we were on the phone, and like we were just sharing tips and strategies and things like that. And that just helps you grow, and you'll start attracting that. Okay. You'll start attracting those kind of people daily that can help you, they make you think bigger, but also you're changing their life, because he was there like, oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah, I need to do that. Or, oh, that makes more sense. And I'm like, well, it's because I'm on the outside. I'm talking to you. I can see it from a different perspective. You really should be doing this. You really should be doing that. And it's just funny. Anyway, so I want you to do that. So I want you to start imagining your life and what it could look like if you took intentional steps to surround yourself with women or men who are successful. Okay. Imagine not only achieving this financial freedom, but living a life that feels aligned to you, your dreams, your values. But the ripple effect starts with that one drop, and that's you. Okay. So you have that one drop into the water, that one flap of the butterfly, and that's you. Okay. All right. Give me 1 second, team. I'm getting ready for my raffle. Okay. So speaking of that, I want you to take one action today. And then the other thing is, I want you to, if you're interested in coming to hang out with successful women, if you want to shift your circle, if you want people that are aligned with you and your same goals and things like that, have you looked into coming to our Make It Happen retreat? This is September 27th through the 29th in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Hollywood Beach, Florida. But you fly into Fort Lauderdale or Miami. And come hang out with us. Start creating that effect within yourself. Hang out with women who are successful, because the conversation is incredibly different when you're around women who are actively working on overcoming themselves and becoming a better person than anyone else. All right. I can tell you that anytime I hang out, that's all that matters. So it's time to create that ripple. So if you want to join us, my team is going to put, yay, Wendy, so excited, is going to put a link into the chat for you to join us and order your tickets. I think the price is going up in the next couple of days, team confirm. But I think the price is going up in the next couple of days. So now would be the time to do that, because I'm going to have a community of like-minded women here who are really excited to help you on this journey. And just know, regardless if you come or not, REIW, myself and Laura are always here to support you guys in any way that we can. And we want to help you amplify your ripples of success. We want you to turn them from ripples into waves. Okay. And so in order to do that, though, I need to see you. I need to hang out with you. I need to let you see what it's like to be in our community, to be in our circle, to be in all of that. Because everyone's like, Liz, I just wish I would have found you sooner. Well, here I am. I'm trying to be as marketable as possible for all of you, but I would love to see you all. So while I wait for all of your feedback to come in, I'm going to share the raffle, and then I just kind of want to read through some of the chats and maybe address things. If you have questions about what I covered today, definitely please start commenting now, and I will answer. But in the meantime, I did a Liz birthday box because it was my birthday Tuesday, and so I wanted to give out my favorite things. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm a huge fan of Amanda Frances. I have a signed book by her. And she is someone that has completely changed my life. I find myself like talking like her, not in a weird way, just like I've started listening to her so much that I've just shifted. Okay. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to give out her book that I actually am just finished just now. I do it every 6 months. I reread her book. I rewrite notes on it because she gives homework at the end of every time, things like that. And so this is kind of what I'm gifting to you is her book, The Rich as Fuck book, More Money Than You Know What to Do With. Her journal, her planner, a Michael Kors purse, because I love Michael Kors and it's an REIW pink, and affirmations. And then, of course, my favorite thing, which is the gold-plated $1 million bill. I love these. I actually hand these out at the retreat randomly. Like, I don't give it to people that request. I just hand them out as fun. So stuff like that. And this is because this book has changed my life. This book, I went from, working severely hard to really I feel like overcompensating, not making enough money, just stressed out, to now I still work hard, but I feel like I work smart. I work efficiently. And it all was in the shift of my mindset. I was able to quadruple my income. I was able to change the way I think of things. And it didn't just come to money, it came to who I was as a person. I started surrounding myself with better people. I started listening to people that really aligned. And then if I read other books on money or anything else and it doesn't align, I've learned to not take it as true. Just because it's published in a book doesn't mean it's true. Okay. So that was something that was really, really important to me to do. And so I'm going to give this out to a very special person. My team just sent me over the winner, and you have 1 week to claim it just by emailing in, and then my team will get it shipped to you and all of that. But our winner is Gina Klein. Gina, you are our winner. Congratulations. And so how you get entered into this, if you weren't here in the beginning, is you just comment throughout, and we actually put you for every entry. Or put it at raffle for every time you comment, and you get it. So whether you comment once or 100 times, you're just your odds are more likely at 100, but you get all of that. All right, so reading and let's see. You're welcome, Gina. Let's see some comments here. Okay, and then if you have questions, put them in there. I can relate to having a negative person in my life, someone I feel like I should be close to. It's really hard when it's if you've been friends for years, or it's a family member or a sibling and things it's very hard. And I get that. I know it's not easy. So you just learn how to block your energy so it doesn't affect you, and just limit your interactions with them as much as you can, or set boundaries. Like I said, set boundaries. Good morning. Energy is everything. Having self-mastery on your emotions and energy is an important factor. I love that you're talking about this. Thank you. Understanding their energy. Yes. Love the ripple effect. That's why it's important to be in a community like this daily, so you get your mind, heart, body, and soul right. Exactly. Exactly. People that are always negative need to go. And we don't realize till we're sitting there and we're really aware. Some people are fake positive, where you always think they're happy, but they always talk to you and you don't feel good after being with them. Or they're fake nice. They seem so nice, but then they'll screw you over. You'll see it all the time. You'll start noticing it more and more. We need to grow into the kind of person you want to be one day. Yes. And people with you will automatically rise, or they'll get out. I always say get up or get out. So yes, exactly. You're welcome, Christina. Thank you, Marcella. I'm reading the comment you said about my growth. Let's see. Golden nuggets to success from this conversation for sure. They don't. Successful people really don't have time to gossip, and they don't want to. Think about this. Think about what good is this conversation going to have? And it seems so high and mighty to say it so uppity, but it's true. What good is this conversation doing me? It's not good. Yeah, it's fun to get the tea, for a little bit, but it doesn't make you better. It actually makes you worse off, because you're talking negative about something. You don't know the full story. You don't know everything that's going on. You're just believing there's just nothing good about it. So I just feel like successful people just don't have that kind of time. You reap what you sow. I wholeheartedly believe in that and karma. And that's why I always try to be really good to people and treat them fairly. I really always try. Now, don't get me wrong. I grew up in St. Louis. East St. Louis was not far from me. If you're being rude to me, I have no problem. If I need to get a little ratchet, but it's very rare that I have to do that anymore. But also I'm a lot of times I just let it go. I'm it's just not worth the energy and things like that. But every once in a while, I am Italian. It happens, in German. You have to become what you attract. Exactly. Shift how you deal with people that don't best serve you. I need to set better boundaries. It's hard. It just takes practice, and you're going to feel guilty. I've learned a lot to not engage with gossip and not be the one who wants to hear it. Yep, my team just sent me a message. They're laughing at me saying I'm a little ratchet because they've seen it. Let's see. RAW is my circle. Yes, I know. I love having you. Be the change you want to see. Implementing new habits. Start with one habit a day. You don't have to do these big habits. You don't have to stress yourself out trying to change your whole life overnight. Just start with something a little small. This message needs to be showcased. Everyone should hear, needs to listen to this. I agree. I wish more people understand how much it matters the people you surround yourself with. It really does make a shift. Oh, you're so sweet, Gina. It's all okay. You'll get there, I promise. Yes, be the change. Great practice in sharing. Okay, this life sparked me up today. Awesome. Okay, let me get to questions. Let's see if anything came in. Yes, what Paula said. The ripple effect is so awesome. It will literally vibrate people away who don't resonate. Exactly. And you'll notice that. You'll notice your whole life will shift, and either people keep with you or not. Yes. Okay, good. Yes, I periodically throughout the day ask myself, am I acting and behaving like the person I want to become? I say that all the time too. I say, am I showing up? How would my highest self show up today? Or when I'm dealing with really complicated situations, like I get told all the time, hey, this person is saying this behind your back and things like that. I don't go and message them. I'm like, well, I'm just going to send them positive energy and hopefully they move on. Like, there's nothing I'm going to do to lower myself to like do the vengeance or the revenge. So when I ask, like, how would my highest self show up? She would show up graceful. She would just be understanding and she would just wish them luck with their day. When I have nasty sellers, I know it has nothing to do with me. I'm not going to just turn around and yell at them, right? That doesn't make anyone feel good. So I just say, I just hope you have a better day. Like, I hope, your life, like I always say, I hope you have a better day is always my response. And then sometimes they're like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry I treated you that way. I was, it's just been bad. Or you're the 10th investor to call me in the last 3 days. I don't want to sell. And like, they just start treating you better. So when you treat people right, they're going to start treating you better. And then if you're treating them negative, it's just going to escalate. It's just going to do all that. I'm working on stopping my own negative thoughts. I'm working on stopping the negative thoughts about me. Yes, I did a whole call around this with my students last week where it starts within. How you talk to yourself really does inhibit or will progress your success. And I touched about it during this live, but it matters. Start being aware of what you're saying to yourself, even if you're joking. Believe it or not, there's always a little truth to every joke sometimes, and your brain can't tell the difference. Think about when someone might have been joking about, like, talking to you about something and it just stuck with you and you couldn't let it go and it really bothered you, right? And they're like, oh, I was just joking. It still hurts sometimes. So be aware of that and be aware of what you tell yourself. Okay? All right. Well, I hope that I get to see you at the retreat. The link is in the chat. I would love to be able to hang out with you ladies. There are payment plans available so that you can come and see us. There's a waiting list for the top 2 tickets. Some people are like, I feel like I'm getting the short bus. I'm like, there's a waiting list. And honestly, people are canceling, like, for one reason or another. We had a cancellation last night. So, I mean, we just keep it sold out and give it to the next person on the waiting list. So if they still want it. So we reach out and let you know as well. My team, Julie, you'll see her reaching out, trying to get you in, or Brianna, for those of you. But if you just at least buy the general, it gets you in the door. And if we have more spots, we'll give it to you. You'll just upgrade. All right. But it's going to be a lot of fun. We're talking wholesaling rentals from short-term to long-term, fix and flip. We have lenders there. PropStream is going to be there. PropStream is my most used tool. We have AI, a speaker on AI. He was there before. We have team. Maybe remind me. I feel like I'm missing something. But we have a lot of we have private money lenders coming. We have people flying from all over the country, from the Netherlands, from Canada, visiting. It's just going to be a lot of fun. And if you want to surround yourself with the right type of women, it's a good place to start. I remember one lady came to our retreat, and now she's actually a friend of mine. She lives in Tampa. And but in the beginning, she's like, I was so scared to come. I'm not the type of person to sit, go into a room full of strangers. I was so nervous. And she was like, you just made me feel so comfortable. She ended up becoming a student, becoming a really close friend of mine. And she just was like, this was my first event that I ever attended. And I'm so glad that I started off attending events at this one, so I could see that there's like good events and women that want to help. And it was it was fun. We did like vision boards during that event and stuff like that. It was a while ago, but I remember her saying that. Anyway, I'm gonna stop blabbing. I hope I get to see you. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Congrats again, Gina, on your win. I'm so excited. And then I will see the rest of you throughout the weekend or in the group. Have a wonderful day. Bye.